Thanks for finding Like a Hawk. Hope things are going well for all of you. Today I have a lot to do, so I'm going to go try to do this as quickly as possible. I'm going to do just the hits first because that's what you're normally here for, and then at the end of that I'm going to do a little tribute to Stan Lee, who passed away the day that I am recording this. So I wanted to do something to commemorate him, but yeah, a lot of things. The channel also hit 250 subs, so I really appreciate everyone who has done that. I will do a giveaway announcement for that. There will be 3 prizes. The first prize is going to be a card that has a diamond on it, so like a real part of a diamond. If you're unfamiliar with those, they're from Flawless, and those are one of the big cards from the cases. And those cases, each box I think is around $2,000. So looking forward to giving away that. But let's get into it. So Monday's break, I did a box of the Mega Box from Chrome Topps Update from Target. And these are some of the cards that I hit. There's a Mike Trout All-Star Game. There's a very nice Bryce Harper picture there from the All-Star Game. I love that picture of the stands. Not sure where he's going, but we'll see. Gleyber Torres from the All-Star Game. Got a Shohei Ohtani from the International Fair version of that. Ichiro, Mike Trout, Gleyber, Manny Machado, a Ozzie Albies regular card, Gleyber. Had a nice David Bodie rookie card from there. And probably, I actually opened 2 boxes, and each box had a Ronald Acuna Chrome card. That was probably the biggest hit out of the box. So 2 Ronald Acuna regular cards, which was nice, rookie cards. So that was out of the Topps Chrome. That was on Monday. On Wednesday, I decided to open a box of 2017 NXT. These boxes were normally $200, but I was able to get these for, I think, $85 or $90. And I would say that's probably about the price point that you want to pay for this type of box. I also want to give a special shout out to Lance Graham, Dad and Will Cards, Jason Wento, and Cena Fangirl, who found the cards that had the little serial number on it. I didn't catch these at first. They were hard to, I was looking at the back, couldn't find them, and they're actually down here on the card. So the first numbered cards that I got was an American Alpha, and that was 17 out of 25. And then I also got a regular Aaliyah base card, and that was 9 out of 10. There's the backs of those. And then the biggest hit probably of the box was Tommaso Ciampa, and that was out. There's 8 out of 50 on that one. And the other probably big hit was for me at least, was a Johnny Gargano. So I got it, both members of Do It Yourself at least when they were together, and that is a regular card of those. And then I'll show you the other autos that I got. So I got a No Way Jose, nice looking shot there. Got a Oni Lorcan, Tino Sabatelli, Rob Tierney. Shout out to him. He told me that he was injured, and this was out of 99, 51 out of 99. Got a Wesley Blake. Got a Roderick Strong, and that should be numbered 45 out of 99. And Shane Thorne. And then I also got 2 other autos that I am sending off to Dad and Will Cards because his son is a big fan of Heavy Machinery. One of them was Tucker from Heavy Machinery, and Angelo Dawkins was the other auto that I got that I'm sending off to them. We're just going to do a trade for those. And on Friday, I had a lot of fun with this. This is what I call Allen Ginter football, and it was 2009 Mayo, Topps Mayo. And I found out that there was actually a 2008 Mayo that was done. This box, I got it for 40 bucks, and there are still boxes available. I checked today. These are some of the base cards, and I'll show the Dallas one. So this is a Troy Aikman base. That's the front of them. And I don't know if you can see it really well on here, but it's kind of like dotted a little bit on there to give it an extra little look. That's the base. That's the back of the base. We got a Jason Witten and Tony Romo. And then you always got an insert in these, in this box. This is a Brian Urlacher insert, and the inserts were the silver typed, and they're a lot heavier stock as well than the regular base. So there's an Urlacher, there's a Nikola Tesla that I wanted to put out, and then there was a John Elway. I don't know what he's looking up in the sky for, but I don't know what he's happy looking up there. And then you also got a mini along with it. The biggest mini I got was probably this LaDainian Tomlinson, and this was one per box, at least that I saw, and I believe this is the gold version of that. And then you got 2 hits, and I found out you could actually get rip cards in this, which was kind of cool. There are some rip cards on eBay. I'm looking at them. They're still a little bit too high, but just to let you know that there are rip cards out there. But I got a relic, which was Beanie Wells relic, and they're the mini, not numbered. There's the back of those. I thought these were really cool, especially for the price point. And then a Brandon Pettigrew signed mini. You can see that mini in there. That was kind of cool. Brandon Pettigrew is, better than average tight end when he was playing. So I knew I wasn't going to get too much. I mean, this is a 2009 product, so you're not going to be getting too much out of the box. But that was the week for me. Just a quick shout out as well for some of the viewers. Jason Wento, his hits. These are viewer hits of the week. Jason Wento got a Cozart auto from Update Chrome. Gary S. picked up a 700 card box for $2 at one of the sales, and he was able to find some Juan Soto rookie debut cards in there. And then Brian, the collector of all, got a 4 out of 10 Derek Jeter postseason permanence, a Stanton 10 out of 99, and a Shohei Legends in a regular Topps update packs and boxes. So congratulations to you all. Again, if you have any hits that you get during the week, let me know, and I will shout them out. Yeah, so that's going to do it for this portion. I'm now going to go into the Stan Lee tribute that I have. I did some research about him online. As you can tell, I'm a Marvel fan. These are some of the characters that he was able to create during his lifetime. And I just wanted to share some of the things that I found about Stan Lee that I thought might be interesting. So we'll start here. So Stan always loved things that were imaginative and bigger than life. As a kid, his biggest influencers on his life were books and movies. He loved Tarzan and Jules Verne. His favorite hero was Errol Flynn, and he would imagine he was Flynn after seeing one of his movies. He would pretend he had a fake sword walking down the street after seeing one of his movies. His career in comics started off not as a comic career at all. He actually applied for a job at a publishing company where he didn't know they did comics and started as a gopher. The editors learned he could write a little bit, and then they let him try his hand at writing, and eventually the other editors left, and he was the only one in the writing team. And at 17, he was asked if he could become an editor and keep the division afloat while they looked for other people, and he said yes. He didn't know any better at 17, and the rest is history. So he also thought of the name Marvel out of sentimental reasons. The first book the publishing house ever did was Marvel Mystery Comics. So when they were getting ready to change the name from Atlas, he suggested the name Marvel out of sentimental reasons for them having the Marvel in the comics in their first name. And then I'm just going to show you some of his creations. As I wrote this up, so I'm just going to show some of the creation, other people that he created during his lifetime, while I just go through this little bit here. So he always loved working with talented artists. He always wanted to be an artist, but he learned that he couldn't really draw as well as them. They drew 1,000 times better than he did, and he always loved the collaboration process between the artist and the writer. His most important mantra in life was the golden rule, do unto others what you'd have them do to you. He also opposed bigotry, cruelty, and demeaning anyone for gender, race, and creed. Other things you may not know about him: he got the concept for Spider-Man because he saw a fly on the wall and needed to come up with a unique superpower. When Spider-Man was originally pitched, Spider-Man was turned down because his boss didn't like the name, and he thought teens could only be sidekicks. The only reason that Stan Lee was able to get Spider-Man written and published was because a book was being dropped, and usually no one cares what was in that last issue. So in that last issue, he was able to put Spider-Man in there, and it turns out that last issue was the best-selling book for them for the month. And the boss came back to Stan, and he said, you know, you remember that character that you and I both liked, wink, wink, and the rest was history. He has the only oil painting that Charles Schulz, the creator of Snoopy, ever did. He also loved the Silver Surfer because it allowed Stan to talk philosophy. That was something that Stan loved, but he wasn't normally able to put that in the comics because he wanted it to be, people didn't really pay for that. They paid for the action and, good versus evil. So he decided to do that. He was close friends with Bob Kane, who was the creator of Batman. People would steal his catchphrases he came up with, so he decided to come up with Excelsior because, one, he didn't think people would know how to spell it, and in Old English, it meant upward and onward to greater glory. So that's why he came up with Excelsior. And these are just some of the other people that he came up with. I've always been a fan of Marvel, and I read a lot of the older comics when I was a kid. Spider-Man was my favorite because he seemed the most relatable to me as a teen. I was shy, didn't fit in much, but that didn't matter when I was getting lost in those comics. I could imagine what it would be like in those situations, and it certainly sparked my creativity and imagination at a young age. Comics is just another great way to hand down stories and myths from one generation to the next. It shows us that good can triumph over evil, that even though everyone is not perfect, we can rise above our imperfections and become something better. Stan Lee created a house of ideas where his characters will live for the test of time. That's it, true believers. Thank you, Stan Lee, for sharing your creativity and yourself with the world. I will always make mine marvel. Nuff said.